Hi, it's Swoley Todd. I'm excited. I'm officially recording my first video. I'm in the Essex countryside, so you don't just have to look at me. Now, I know obviously there's a ton of fitness content on social media, so you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. I've been training for 12 years and I've had various goals and success in things. I think typically for me the training side's always been okay, more of the diet side that's let me down. So I wanted to hold myself accountable after all these years, all the different focuses and goals. I wanted to, set myself something quite outlandish, quite big, but something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So the goal is to record my journey to compete in a natural bodybuilding competition. Natural bodybuilding obviously hasn't got a very wide reach at the moment, but it's becoming more popular. As I said, I've followed bodybuilding for a long time, but as I said, it's never really something that I've wanted to experiment in terms of the performance enhancers. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what I can do naturally. So that's the foundation of the journey. As I said, I've been training for 12 years, so a lot of this I haven't really been holding myself as accountable as I should, which is the main reason for this. I'm going to post the updates, weekly updates, workout, diet reviews and stuff like that, things I'm finding easy, things that are challenging for me. I work full time, I have a wonderful relationship, and I see my beautiful son at weekends, so for me health is paramount. And up until this point I was kind of judging that on superficial things, so like the post-workout pumped up pic, that's all well and good. But when I started this journey, I was embarrassed to actually get the proper figures, but I was weighing 125 kilograms and I was over 35% body fat. God knows what the BMI would have been on that. And as I said, I'm settled and I've got a great life. I've got a wonderful family and beautiful son, beautiful fiance now. So I want to live as long as I can. So the pictures are all well and good, but ultimately it's about health, and being at that sort of weight, it does cause issues. It can increase your mortality. So in line with being obviously natural, I wanted to record my journey and do it as organically as I can. So I'll be restricting calories. I don't want a fad diet or crash diet. I want to try and keep a lot of my size and maintain muscle mass and just fat loss on top of that. I'm trying to eat a relatively healthy diet while doing it, if possible. Certainly don't want to use any of the appetite suppressors. This is something I want to do. If I want the rewards, I've got to put in the hard work. And as I said, I feel like I've accumulated as much knowledge as I can over the years. It's time to put it in place. I've set a very lofty goal, and I think I needed to, not just because of aesthetics and things like that, but I think having something like that to work towards is what is going to bring the best out of me. As mentioned, it's all needed as well, because in terms of health, it doesn't really matter what the pictures look like after the gym. There's infinite ways I can improve that. So as I said, they were the figures from December, so second week of March. I have re-recorded them, so I'm 33% body fat and 118 kilograms, so I've lost 7 kilograms, which is a win. Celebrate that. Obviously I will be completely transparent, I wasn't as locked in with the diet as I perhaps could have been, because we had Christmas, had my dad, my son, my partner's birthday and my birthday, and in that time as well I had 2 operations on my leg to remove a mole. Obviously I don't want that to seem as excuses, because as I said, I still put in the work. However, it's just perhaps not as much as I could have. With that being said though, we're still on the right path. I said I'm locked in at the moment in terms of the diet and eager to see where this goes. So anyone watching, I'm happy for you to be part of the journey, motivate me to get through and see where this ends up. As I said, I know where I want it to end up. I want to have healthy figures. I want to be able to be in a position where I'm able to compete. See the physique that I've got hiding underneath this. You know, I've put in the years of work, so I think it's time to celebrate. I'm seeing this journey as a bit of a celebration, to be honest. A celebration of, you know, taking positive actions to achieving something that I've wanted to do. In addition to addressing things that are uncomfortable. You know, I don't think anyone likes looking at their figures, especially if you've been a little bit lax on diet or training, cardio. It's quite hard to step back and take a deep look at yourself. So as I said, I can celebrate some wins now. I didn't document the first part of the journey, but I will put pictures up from before so you can see a rough guide of where we've gone and where we're going. And yeah, I look forward to continuing the updates.